What if the reason you can't stick to a diet or quit smoking isn't because you're lazy or weak or unmotivated? What if the guilt you feel every time you break a resolution is based on a completely wrong diagnosis? Welcome to The Last Read. I'm your host, and today we are looking at a book that argues you aren't lacking grit, you're just running on a faulty script. We are condensing Charles Duhigg's modern classic, The Power of Habit, into a roadmap for reprogramming your life. Let's start with a sensation we all know. You're driving home from work, navigating traffic, stopping at lights, and suddenly you pull into your driveway and realize you don't remember a single moment of the trip. Your conscious mind was elsewhere, but your body knew exactly what to do. That is your brain on autopilot. Charles Duhigg, an investigative journalist for the New York Times, spent years interviewing neuroscientists and CEOs to understand this phenomenon. He found that our brains are constantly looking for ways to save energy by chunking sequences of actions into automatic routines stored in the basal ganglia. This brings us to the core mechanism of the book, the habit loop. Duhigg explains that every habit, good or bad, consists of three parts. First, the cue, a trigger like a time of day, a location, or an emotion. Second, the routine, the action you actually take. And third, the reward, the spike of satisfaction your brain gets, which reinforces the loop. Let's say you have a bad habit of eating a cookie every afternoon at 3 p.m. The time is the cue. Walking to the cafeteria and eating is the routine. But the reward? It might be the sugar, but it might actually be the brief relief from work or socialization with colleagues. But simply knowing the loop isn't enough. Duhigg found that what powers this engine is craving. He tells the story of Pepsodent toothpaste. In the early 1900s, no one brushed their teeth. Pepsodent changed the world not because it cleaned better, but because it included mint oil that created a cool, tingling sensation. People started to crave that tingle. If they didn't brush, their mouth didn't feel right. That neurological itch is what turns a behavior into an automatic habit. So, here is the million-dollar question. If these loops are hardwired into our brains, can we delete them? The answer, according to the golden rule of habit change, is no. You cannot extinguish a bad habit. You can only change it. The science suggests that to change a habit, you must keep the old cue and deliver the old reward, but insert a new routine. Think of it like overwriting a line of code. If your cue is stress and your reward is relief, and your current routine is smoking, you can't just stop. You have to replace the cigarette with something else that provides relief, like a quick walk or a chat with a friend. You have to respect the architecture of your brain, not fight it. Now, changing your life sounds exhausting, and that's where most of us fail. We try to change everything at once. Duhigg suggests a different approach called Keystone Habits. These are small wins that trigger a chain reaction. The book cites research showing that something as trivial as making your bed every morning is correlated with better productivity and budgeting skills. It's not that the sheets matter. It's that starting the day with a small, disciplined win creates momentum that spills over into the rest of your life.
However, even with the best habits, you will have bad days. This is where the science of willpower comes in. Duhigg argues that willpower isn't a character trait, it's a muscle, and like a bicep, it gets tired. In a famous study, students who were forced to resist a bowl of warm cookies and eat raw radishes instead gave up on a subsequent puzzle task in less than half the time of students who were allowed to eat the cookies. The radish eaters had depleted their willpower tank. Recognizing this, companies like Starbucks teach their employees to pre-plan their reactions to stress. They use the latte method. Listen, acknowledge, take action, thank, explain. By turning their reaction to an angry customer into a rote habit, they save their willpower for other things. You can do this too. Decide now how you will handle stress later so you don't have to rely on a tired willpower muscle in the heat of the moment. So, where does this leave us? Duhigg closes with a metaphor about two young fish who swim past an older fish. The older fish says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" The young fish swim on until one asks, "What the hell is water?" For most of us, habits are the water. We swim in them unconsciously. But reading The Power of Habit is the act of stepping out of the water. Once you see the cue, the routine, and the reward, you are no longer swimming blindly. You have awareness. And because you have awareness, you have a choice. You now have the code to reprogram your life. The rest is up to you. I'm your host, and this has been The Last Read. If you want the full toolkit, check the link to the book in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe and join us next time for another deep dive into the wisdom that shapes our world. Goodbye for now.